What is up? What is going on? We are back in black. And Happy New Year to you motherfuckers, man. God damn. Man, what is going on? We are back in black in the building. Happy New Year. You know, with the little beep and all the other shit. You know, motherfuckers think, okay, because I didn't do shit in 2021, but in 2022, that's my year. Man, get your ass up out of here with that bullshit, nigga. You gonna do the same shit you was doing in 2021. Not a motherfucking thing. So shout out to everybody out there at the Court Plantation, scratching and surviving, doing what you need to do to survive. You know what I'm saying? Right now I'm drinking this Mullen tea. Hey, what's good? Mr. Be Cool, Happy New Year. Give me some tea. I got this Mullen tea right now. You know what I'm saying? Over the holiday, man, that motherfucking flu or Marion got a hold of a nigga. So my ass had to go to the drawing board and start busting out some of my remedies like my sea moss, you know, my teas and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take the Mullen tea to loosen up whatever phlegm is in my chest and open up those lung cavities so I can be able to speak and do what I need to do. Plus I was just resting a lot and reading and just chilling and watching a lot of catching up on shit on Amazon and HBO and all, just catching up on shit like that. So shout out to everybody out there. Like I said, shout out to Erica, Florida in the building, stand up. Shawnee, Philly is in the building, blackandnoble.com all day long, all day strong. Tasha, Tamisha, Miss Tanya, everybody out there, the home. Hey man, let me tell you, man, it is a blessing to make it another year. Of course, the Sambos made it another year too. You know, let's not forget about motherfucking Kamala Harris, Charlemagne. That is Joe Biden. That is Joe Biden, and that is Joe Biden, and I'm Kamala Harris. So what's your name again? Get the fuck out of here. But anyway, shout out to everybody out there. If you're handling business and doing what you need to do, I got nothing but love for you. We are going to get into it today. Like I said, I'm not going to be on here long. I'll give about 20 minutes. We're going to catch up on some things and get shit popping, man. So let's get into it. Oh, man. Y'all hear my motherfucking dog barking and shit? Let me tell you. Man, there's so much shit going on right now. I don't know who the fuck it is. Motherfucker. But a motherfucker was out there shooting guns and shit last night, man. Not last night, but the New Year's Eve. Motherfuckers out there shooting guns and shit. And I'm like, man, what the fuck is going on? You know, it was a lot of crime out here in Vegas too. For all my Vegas motherfuckers that's out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, y'all need to understand this. When you build a stadium and you're making it palatable so everybody all over the United States of America could come here, what do y'all think is going to happen? It's going to be volatile. I mean, but niggas don't get it. Two niggas tried to rob an old bitch at the fashion show mall, and they got caught. Then niggas shooting and shit. And it's like, well, what did y'all think was gonna happen when y'all said let's get a Raider Stadium and let's make it where everybody want to move out here to Vegas? What the fuck you think was gonna happen? That's why I'm looking like, man, shit, Georgia, give me some where I can. Well, my neighbor is about 500 feet away from me, type shit. God damn. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I hope everybody's new year was great. I just wanted to take the time going into this year too to just kind of just zone out and relax and not be bothered. I'm not really much of a call a person and Happy New Year and all this other shit. That's just not really what I do. I've been kind of like that for the last 10 years. I'm more kind of just, I like to chill and just not be bothered. Niggas got to go to work. Niggas got bills to pay. So it's like, coming into the new year, all you doing is bringing the old bills from 2021. You just bring them into 2022. So, you know, I've always been like that, man. I watched The Matrix about 4 or 5 times, the new Matrix. I'm not pleased with it, how they bastardized the role of Morpheus, but I do like a lot of the premise of the actual movie and what was going on. I did get a chance to go back and read some of the comments from the podcast I did a week ago, and yeah, Tasha, you're right. The first 3 Matrixes were much better. They had Jada Pinkett playing an old bitch on there, and I'm like, so everybody aged with Neo because they didn't age him purposely in the system. It's like, well, nigga, what? Like, some of the shit that they had going on, I just was like, man, what the fuck are y'all doing? Then a lot of the special effects, they didn't really grasp onto. And then Neo, he had the power to stop bullets and all that shit, but he couldn't fly. And then he on a motorcycle. And I was just like, oh my God, what are y'all doing? Then you got the architect of the system. Then this is one thing y'all didn't know. The main 2 characters in the movie were LBGTQ, LMNOP, XYZ. The architect, which was played by Neil Patrick Harris, and then Agent Smith, the dude that played Agent Smith, that was an LGBTQ motherfucker too, because some said Google it and see exactly what it is. Of course, the 2 stars of the show, they alphabet boys, because the Wachowski brothers went from brothers to women. So you got to look at that shit too. So they kind of kept a lot of the knowledge esoteric and kept it hidden. But a lot of the shit he was saying was real. I'm going to repeat what he said. The motherfucker was like, oh, you guys want to build your own world? Well, go ahead and build your own world. But these people like my world. They like my world. They like to be ruled. These are sheeple. These people are dumb. They don't know what's best for them. That's why they like my world. And I like what he talked about in The Matrix when the architect was basically like, what do you mean? Keeping you guys not too close, but not too far apart? That drove up my productivity. He said, what drove up my productivity is fear and desire. That drives up my productivity. That's why I've been the architect the last so many matrices, because of that. Fear and desire. And that's some real shit. So, just watching it over and over and dissecting, I'm going to watch it again. That's how I am. I just want to watch it and keep watching it, because art imitates life. Life imitates art. So, those are just things we got to look at. And 2, we need to also look, man, this anti-black racism ain't going nowhere at all. You got Ghislaine Maxwell out there. You got that one girl, the Theranos girl, whatever, that was in Silicon Valley that was lying, talking about her machines. If they prick you one time, it can tell you if you got any type of disease, and the machines were all fucked up, and she was taking money and lying and just kept the scheme going. That bitch is a funky bitch. But, of course, you're not going to know nothing about that, because those are things that they don't make us privy to. They just want you to know about R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. And they want you to keep talking about R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. But they don't want you to have that same energy for the Weinsteins and Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and all those people that had hooked up with Jeffrey Epstein, like Bill Clinton and all these other people. You Democratic motherfuckers that love the Democrats. Nobody's talking about that shit. You know what I mean? This is what I mean by people will take entertainment over anything else. Now, the majority of those people that were jumping up and down for the Raider Stadium, a lot of those people are not homeowners. A lot of those people don't understand, in Monopoly, you're not in the game unless you own a property. So if you don't own a property, you're just passing go and collecting $200. So all the people that are aspiring to buy a property knows, like, hey man, don't bring these Raiders out here, motherfucker. Shit is already expensive. I want it to be a decent price so I can afford to buy a property, to buy a home, so I can spread the generational wealth. But a lot of us don't know that because we don't take the time to read, research, understand what's going on. Know what it is, know what it's not. You know what I mean? You see this shit and you see, New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve and all this other stuff. Me, I just kind of was like, my gut and my spirit just said, no, sit down. I'm not going to give you energy to do nothing but to sit the fuck down. I don't even really want you. My gut was like, nope, you're not even going to do no podcast. You're just going to relax. You're going to clear the motherfucking board of shit that you need to watch. that you have not watched that you're paying for, because TV is expensive as a motherfucker, and you're going to exhaust everything. You're going to watch everything on Netflix. You're going to watch everything on Amazon Prime. You're going to watch everything on HBO Max and Showtime and Stars. You're going to watch all that shit. You're going to gather your thoughts. You're going to watch The Matrix over and over again so you can come up with a collective mind frame to get you to 2022 and 2023. And the thing that I have learned the most out of 2021 is those bills don't go away. The mentality doesn't go away. And nobody's going to save you. You have to save yourself. You know, just like in The Matrix, you have the blue pill, you have the red pill. You know, I don't understand that when you take the red pill, it's true. When Morpheus told Neo, I must apologize because after a certain time, we don't free a mind. It's just too much and they can't handle it. And that is true. It's like telling somebody that was born and raised in church and God is going to do it and God will take care of it all. And then you start showing them, well, you know, God is not who they said this is. This is what the dominant society gave you and said that this was God and Jesus, but that's not really true. If we start going down the rabbit hole, there were a bunch of Jesuses, there were a bunch of gods, there were a bunch of different deities and stuff. How dare you? Because certain people can't handle that. Oh, good. Hey, Erica, it's good to be back, man. I had to take a little break, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to take one for myself. You know what I mean? It was just something that I wanted to do. Like I said, I'm drinking this mullein tea right now because the weather is all kinds of crazy. It went from 60 degrees a week and a half ago to straight 30 degrees. Then you wake up in your house is fucking 40 degrees and shit. You're like, God damn, it's cold in the motherfucker in here. Then you turn the heat on, it's too motherfucking hot. And it just, you know, these are just certain things that I don't like about the weather in Las Vegas, Nevada. So when you deal with the weather and you deal with all the people and motherfuckers want to come out here and they think this is California or New York or wherever the fuck they come from, and I'll be looking like, no, this is not that. It's so funny. Look at the Raiders cornerback. I forgot his name. That brother, DUI. This is not LA. This is not New York. This is not the Parlay City. Well, I'm going to just parlay because I'm a Raider. They don't give a fuck about you being a Raiders. Metro Police Department can give two fucks about you being a Raider. Guilty nigga. Build his fucking cell under the goddamn jail because he don't understand. You're not Paris Hilton where you can get caught drunk with crack cocaine on you on the strip and they let you go. You're not Paris Hilton. You don't have that type of influence. Don't give a fuck if you are a nigga sports player. Guilty nigga, and get the fuck out of my face. And I think when we start learning that, we need to say, oh, nigga think they got some money. No, nigga, your money is no good here. And they're going to continue to treat you that way. And you need to wake up and understand that's what it's about. Everybody talking about Antonio Brown. I ain't mad at AB. AB said he was hurt and he didn't want to go out there. And they try to make him go out there anyway. Nigga, I don't blame him. Nigga, if I don't feel well and if I'm hurt and I'm injured, I'm not going out there. So fuck y'all. And like AB said, motherfucker always worried about his money and counting his pockets. Antonio Brown had already said this. He had already said, look, man, don't worry about my money. I've already got my money invested in certain things, so don't worry about that shit. But I think a lot of the times we are more worried about everybody else's money. Do you understand what I'm saying? My question to everybody else in 2022, what are your goals? What are you trying to do? You trying to build your nest egg? You trying to build up your stock, your bonds, your 401k at the corporate plantation job? If you're going to be at the corporate plantation job, why would you not exercise the right to use your 401k and your employee stock purchase plan? If your company that you work for is involved in stock and 401k, why wouldn't you use that? Why wouldn't you invest in yourself? That was my goal. My goal was like, Warren, continue to invest in you. Which means do not allow anybody to be a time-wasting mechanism. I was having this conversation with the homegirl, Miss Tanya. Shout out to Miss Tanya and LaTanya. Those my homegirls right there. And I said, you have to be the mastermind of not allowing people to waste your time. People are time-wasting motherfuckers who come around, who want to sit around and have a pity party and talk with you and waste time. And then when you look up, You done wasted 30, 40, 55 minutes. You ain't solved anything. You have not replaced the system of racism, white supremacy, and established a system of justice. You have not learned anything that is valuable for you. And all you've done is sit around and allow somebody to waste your time. You have to create boundaries where motherfuckers can't just pick up the phone and call you and waste your time. I don't play that shit. Motherfuckers know that shit. Matter of fact, in our family, I'm gonna keep it a buck. We don't play that shit, man. We don't play that just niggas calling us on the phone. Look, you niggas think I'm funny. My family is very funny style like that. A nigga talk to you on the phone for a minute in my family, and then after a while, a nigga be looking at the phone like, okay, what the fuck this nigga really want? If your organization doesn't have a 401k, you can seek one out on your own through bank affiliation. That's a fact. You can always go to E-Trade. You can go to TD Ameritrade and you can open you a traditional Roth, a 401k, and you can start your own 401k and invest in yourself on the side. If a company does not have that for you, good looking out. That was Erica, Florida in the building. That's a fact. My bad on that one. Look, see, I'm slipping. You can always invest in yourself. I just think that we're not taught that. I was having this conversation. I'm telling you, I always had these conversations with a lot of the people that, our common denominator is we're melanated. So, when you have these conversations with each other, there's no denying it. And the one thing that I was having this conversation with the homegirl, Miss Tanya, is this. I said, when you're dealing with generational trauma and you're dealing with generational problems, you can't even get to the generational wealth because there's so much pride. There's so much envy. There's so much, well, I had to work hard for mine, so why should I make it easy for motherfuckers coming behind me? So when you're dealing with all that, you're never going to get to the crux of the generational wealth. So a lot of the times what I've said and what I've done and what I try to do is create your own narrative. Start your own path of generational wealth. So I'm waiting on whatever somebody's going to give you, and you just got to create it yourself. And those people that are going to give you something or want to do something for you, they'll look and see that you handling and creating your own lane and your own path. And then either they'll get on board or they won't. And if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. As my mom would say, you can't miss nothing you ain't never had. So I don't miss anything that I ain't never had. Like, I've been around a lot of generational wealth kids that they're going to inherit certain things. And I'm not mad at them. I just watch them. A smart person learns from his mistakes. A wise person learns from others' mistakes. So when you're around generational wealth kids and trust fund kids, just watch how they handle whatever trust fund they get. I knew a person who his mom left him a fresh ass house out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, in a very nice neighborhood in Painted Desert, no fucking mortgage payment, and left him like $250,000, wow, $200,000. That nigga blew through all that fucking money, was taking loans out on his home, just became like a dope fiend and shit. And basically he had to work to work. But at one point he was just working to get out of the house because shit, they left him a $300,000-$400,000 crib, which is probably $1 million now. Then they left him 200 racks. That nigga was just going to work just for shits and giggles, and he's buying cars and shit like that. And what I noticed was, I was like, damn, he probably running through money, and he was just running through money. And I noticed that, and it's true, because when it's accessible and you have it so easy, you ain't tripping about budgeting. You like, fuck it, I get it again. And then when he started losing a lot of his money, one thing that motherfucker did tell me, he was like, yeah, Warren, I didn't make a lot of good decisions when I had money. And I said, for real? But it's hard to talk to most people unless you're giving on Nick bags or J's or weaves. Yep, that's real. And I never said nothing to him. He just ended up coming to me because I was just like, man, I'm trying to get my stock game up. This was just about 8-9 years ago. I'm trying to get my stock game up. I'm trying to get my 401 game up. And he was like, what you mean? I was like, man, I'm trying to get in the game, bro. Like, I'm halfway in the game, but I'm like really, really trying to solidify myself, man. So when I get to a certain point in life, you know what I'm saying? If I need to walk away from the corporate plantation, I'm good because I done invested in myself. And when I start saying that, he kind of looked at me, and then that's when he started telling me like, yeah, man, I fucked up a lot. You smart. Just grind. Like, a lot of people don't want to grind hard now so they can chill later. See, I grinded a long time. See, you talk to a nigga that worked 2 jobs for 9 years, 3 jobs for 1 year. This is the nigga you talking about. You talking about a professional slave? I'm your nigga. But I knew there was going to come a time where I'm like, okay, if I just invest in myself as I get older, I'm able to chill. And I ain't really worried about a lot of shit. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, when you buy a property, man, you know, it's not about having the best property on the block. It's not about having a property that everybody envy. It's just about you owning a property and possessing that so you can leverage that property. If you need to take bread off of it, you can. If you want to sell it, you can. If you want to rent it out, you can. That's what monopoly is about. It ain't about having the best house. Motherfuckers, and that's what I used to think. Man, well, I ain't got the best shit. You know what I'm saying? Man, fuck all that. It's about having leverage in property and being in the game. And I didn't even realize I was in the game until years after owning the property. I'm like, oh, damn, I'm actually in the game. You don't really realize that because for black folk, nothing's never good enough for us because we're always constantly comparing ourselves to the dominant society's wealth. When you comparing yourself to their wealth, you're never going to be in the game. You need to compare yourself to you. This is your lane. You stick to your lane and don't worry about what the fuck anybody else is talking about. And the reason why I say that a lot is because I feel like we are constantly wanting to know what everybody else is doing. But then when it comes to ourselves, we ignore what the fuck we supposed to be doing because we so busy looking at the next lane. You know what I'm saying? And we got to be happy for people. Shout out to my cousin Mariah too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was having that conversation. I said, look, man, life is not about being upset that somebody is walking their path. Life is about you not creating your own path and not worried about what everybody else is doing. That's why I clearly build a big ass bubble around myself. I go places by myself. I may drive around by myself and just look at things, listen to music, zone out. But I don't really like being around a whole bunch of people that, as Neely Fuller Jr. talks about, the 4-wall effect. We just coming together to come together, but we're not solving anything. We're not doing anything. And I'm not going to nobody's fucking church. So please don't invite me to your church because I'm not going. You know what I mean? That's just not where my head is at. Now, do you want to invite me to go sit down with a voodoo priestess? I'm with it. Call me when it's time to do that shit. When we want to sit down and talk about Ifa, cool. Voodoo, hey, I'm with it. Our African belief systems, cool. But if you want to call me so we can sit around and talk about Cesare, nah, man, I can't fuck with all that. Because right now, the white supremacists is still going oops upside my motherfucking head. So I can't discuss none of that. And it's no diss, and I got a lot of love and respect for my black Christians, but that's just not what I'm on right now. I'm still reading My Grandmother's Hands. It's a very good book. It's getting to the end. The next book I'm gonna read is the book by Tariq Nasheed. I got it over here, I think, somewhere. But I'm gonna read that book next, and I'm gonna go back into my history because I think that, hey, you don't know history, you don't know where you're going. But I think it's very important that we start waking up and understanding what the Matrix is and understand that the racism ain't going away. Motherfuckers be like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, even more sick motherfuckers. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like, well, I'm in January 2022 now. I ain't got no more problems. No, nigga. Them same fucking problems from January 2021, December 31st, then came all the way to January 1st, 2022. So if you work in a corporate plantation job and you go into 2022, nigga, you still got problems. I'm not saying don't be thankful for your corporate plantation job, but don't get to the point where you become Sambo-ish. I was glad that I got my job, boss. Like, you start doing that, you get the fuck away from me. I think we need to wake up, and a lot of us need to start taking the red pill. But don't force it down nobody's throat. Because all the motherfucker gonna do is turn to Cypher in the Matrix. So I think we all need to wake up. I think we need to take a chill pill, relax, look at what's going on, pave your way, get your vision boards mentally. Get your vision boards. If you are surrounding yourself with people that don't have goals, dreams, and ambitions, you got to get away from them because you got to create them for yourself. If you're around people that are moving in the opposite direction of you, don't criticize them. Just keep moving. Move aside to move ahead. I've learned that. I don't go out of my way to criticize people. What you need to do is, I don't have time. I'm not Ayala Van Zandt. I can't fix your life. I'm not Oprah. I'm not Dr. Phil. I'm not none of them motherfuckers. So I can't fix your life. My problems are having problems. So I don't have time to be worried about your problems. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we want to have an open dialogue, fine. But if we're not having an open dialogue and motherfuckers just want to call you telling you all your problems, like I said before, in my family, we don't really do that anyway. You can't just pick up the phone and call somebody randomly in my family. They're going to be looking at you like, why the fuck this motherfucker called me? You know what I'm saying? Hey, fam, glad to see the show. Salute. Shawnee, salute to you. Philly in the building, stand up. I forgot to tell you, Shawnee, just so you know, two of my favorite rappers is Freeway. Of course, Cassidy. Cassidy is if I could ever do some music for Cassidy, that's my dream. Cassidy, Freeway, Beanie Siegel, and Miss J. Oh man, Miss J go hard. I'm a big time Miss J fan from Philly. Big time. And when I mean big time, I mean big time. Like big time. Like I be bumping Miss Jade, her album. I've been bumping that 2001 album. I've been bumping that to this day. So I just thought I was thinking about that the other day when cause I follow Miss Jade on Instagram. And a lot of people don't really know Miss Jade album was dope. But of course, you know how it is. You know how it is when it comes to niggas. They don't want to promote nigga shit. But I bet you if Miss Jade was white, Miss J would be multi-billion platinum selling artist from 2001. You see what I'm saying? We don't keep our legends alive, but man, white folk could go do one song and rock, and they can tour the whole fucking world off that one song for eons and eons and eons and eons. But when it comes to black folk, oh, they washed up. Oh, they only had one album. Oh, they trash. They this, they that. Even though what we is wrong. What we do is wrong. Yep. Hey, Freeway all day. But anyway, man, I just thought I would hit y'all up, man. I am glad it's a new year. I've told a couple of new people about the channel. You already know how I am, Shawnee. Erica, you already know how I am, too. Philly is so hard on the hometown people that don't give enough credit. Exactly. I'm telling you. Miss J been dope. And yeah, she had a little bit of pub with Missy and Timbaland, but like her album, if you sit down and listen to her album, a girl, I think it's Girlfriend Interrupted or Girl Interrupted, you listen to the album, that album is a classic. It's got Scott Storch on there, Timbaland on there, it's got Pharrell on there. It's just a dope ass album. Just like Freeway is dope. Beanie Siegel is dope. How do you not fuck with Beans? Like, though, that's the real hip hop. How do you not mess with Cassidy? I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler. How do you not mess with that, man? Niggas is crazy. But like I said, man, it's up to us to keep our legends alive. It's up to us to give them the praise that they so desperately deserve. And I think it's up to us to give ourselves props and don't be so hard on ourselves and just stay focused. There are times where I'm like, man, I should be doing this. But then there's times where I'm like, nope. Like I said, even this channel done grown. Sean, you remember? It used to just be me. Matter of fact, I talked to Nuke before the new year too. Me and Nuke gonna try to set something up where we can do the podcast just via online. Like, we gonna set up some Zoom or some shit where I could just record it and then we can just upload it onto the page, man. Shout out to Nuke, man. That's the homie right there. That's like my big sister. You know what I'm saying? I want to get other guests on here too, but I know a lot of people don't be wanting to be on here because I get it. It's easy for me now, and it's probably easy for Nuke now, but you know, new people probably like, man, I don't know what to say. Well, shout out to my nigga Dom too. I know he just had his baby. So shout out to my nigga Dom and Nick and all them. Those are my young cats that keep me abreast on what's going on. But I'm glad I was able to make it to the new year. Like I said, this Omarion variant or whatever the fuck they got going on that they spraying in the goddamn air is fucked up. But I would suggest you be on your T's, be on your CMOS, be on your Tahuti Ma'ara. You better go get on blackandnoble.com and get you some CMOS. You know what I'm saying? If you need some, just go ahead and email me at nowayoutlv@gmail.com. I'll make the gel and I'll send it out there to you. I don't charge much. It's like my cousin Mariah. My cousin Mariah was like, it's a nigga charging woo, woo, woo. She's like, damn, nigga, this is all you charging? I'm like, man, this is for the people. You don't try to monopolize and corner the market. Some people do. That's just not what's in me. You know what I'm saying? But what are your goals, dreams, and ambitions? Stick to them. Even when the time looks fucked up, even when it looks like, fuck, this is fucked up, just stick with it. Because there are times, look, Erica, man, let me tell you something. Shawnee, no. Look, I remember we had like one, I'm with it. Tell her stay up. I will. Man, Shawnee, no, I remember when it was me and Shawnee. It was me, Nuke, and Shawnee. Then it was me, Nuke, and Shawnee, and 066. Did it just, you know what I'm saying? Because I remember those days, and I still like those days anyway, man, because it keeps me humble, and it keeps me rooted and grounded in what the message and the mission is for this podcast, man. I want it to naturally grow. Like I said before, I could be out there telling hella people, because I know a lot of people. But what's the point of telling all these people and they ain't even gonna really listen to it until everybody else start listening to it? So I'd rather it just not even be that way. I want it to grow organically. So, hey man, that's my time. I already went over 6 minutes. You already know what it is. You know what it ain't. If you are at your corporate plantation job and you are telling on some damn body, or you want to tell on somebody, or you want to kiss ass, I want you to look yourself in the mirror and I want you to say 3 times, Sambo, Sambo, Sambo. And then I want you to look in the mirror again and I want you to say, if you're a woman, mammy, mammy, mammy. And I want you, and if you are a child and you're watching adults participate in mammy-fied behavior or Sambo behavior, what I want you to do is I want you to go into the bathroom and look in the mirror and say, I don't want to be a mammy. I don't want to be a mammy. I don't want to be a mammy. I don't want to be a Sambo. I don't want to be a Sambo. I don't want to be a Sambo. And if you just keep repeating that mantra, things will be better for you and you will know how to spray yourself with anti-Sambo and mammy spray to deal with these Sambo, mammy, coon, telling about the gun line, Hayward Shepherd motherfuckers that's out here in the United States of America Incorporated. And I suggest you spray yourself every day with Sambo and anti-mammy repellent because this shit is real. Hey, I got nothing but love for y'all. I will see y'all niggas on Thursday. Shout out to No Compromise. That's my nigga. Hey, and if a motherfucker up here talking about, well, Kamala Harris is really gonna do something for us, we just gotta give him time. Guilty, nigga, and the fuck out of here. I'm out, man. Peace.